Hello and welcome to this film review. It's been a little bit of a while since I've done one, but I wanted to make sure I do one. I was trying to figure out what movie to watch, and then I saw some sort of preview for this and everything, and it was actually a video about like how this movie kind of saved my life or whatever, or changed it, and I'm like, hmm, well, okay, I'll click it and see what it's talking about, but as soon as I got into details about, oh, it's about a deaf girl, I was like, okay, I'm going to watch it because I also have a movie idea I want to make about a deaf girl. But the movie is called A Silent Voice. That is what the film is called. Seemingly, it's based off a manga. There we go. Manga is literature. Manga stuff. And so I wanted to check it out. So seemingly someone posted on YouTube for free in English, but when the girl started introducing herself, it was still in Japanese and there's no subtitles. I'm like, well, how do I know what that's saying? I don't know what it's saying. So I rented it on Amazon to make sure I can listen to it and everything, or watch it. It was in English, but had subtitles for all the deaf parts and everything. Because again, she's deaf. She can't necessarily. Well, when you first meet her in the film, she's using the notepad. So first, let me get into what the movie's about. The movie is about is about her, Shoko, um, a deaf girl and everything, but it's more about Shoyo, the boy, and Shoyo is we see in the beginning of the film, 18 or everything. He's about to do something to himself, like off a bridge, but he can't do it for the moment, and he's still thinking about what happened years prior. Years prior, there was a new girl introduced to his class, Shoko, and she's deaf. So, but because of that, and the whole class teases her and everything, and he's the worst of it, really vicious to her and everything, to the point that she eventually leaves the school. She was trying so hard to be friendly with everyone, try to make friends, and it just didn't. No one really wanted to be her. There's only one girl that wanted to actually try to be her friend and everything, and she moved away. So that kind of left her in that void, unfortunately, and it sucks. So, so now it's years later, or 5 years later. Shoyo is trying to. He has a lot of guilt and a lot of other things that gone on, because not only does he feel bad about what happened, because he destroyed, was it 8 of her hearing aids during that time, and because of that, when he finally got called out for it and everything, he and the whole class kind of turns against him, and kids, they deflect and stuff like that, and it just ruined all his relationships and everything right there. But he notices his mom, when she finally gets the call of what happened, she withdraws, I presume, like almost life savings or something, a lot of money, to go to her mother and to give it to them to help apologize for what happened. And spoiler, I don't know if it was the mother or Shoko's mother who pulled out her earring out of her ear to make a bloody mess. I was like, what happened? And the movie wise, I don't know who it is. I guess people in comments mentioned it was actually the mother that tried to do it herself to kind of to accommodate for it. But still, it's just like, man. But the movie is dealing a lot with his journey of trying to, it's not even trying to make friends with her at first. It's trying to redeem himself and knowing, what I'm trying to do and everything. And then it becomes, yeah, he's trying to befriend her. Like, absolutely hated her to actually befriending her. And so it just made that quite a distinction of how everything was. The best description, like someone posted in a comment on another video I was watching, because I'm watching reaction videos to all this now, because that's what I do. I was like, oh, I'm watching reaction stuff. Is that it's not a romance movie. It isn't a romance movie. Although you can kind of tell that, at least on Shoko's part, she actually does admit, she likes him and everything when they get older. But with him, maybe at the end he started, kind of actually liking her. But because this is how much he wanted to actually redeem himself. Even though he hadn't seen her for 5 years, and he said he hated the deaf girl back when they were younger, he actually took classes to learn sign language in the hopes of maybe trying to talk with her one day and understand her, which is just like crazy. That's how much guilt he had to try to make up for it and everything. Did he wanted to apologize for everything that he did. So, but to describe the movie, it's not a romance movie. It's not really a coming of age movie. Well, it is kind of. It's a learn to love yourself movie. Because Shoyo, once all that happened and he saw the damage that he did and what it caused to his mother and everything and how much it just kind of ruined his relationships with everyone or what it did to everybody, he really felt bad and he isolated himself, cutting off everybody because of that guilt to the point that he didn't even want to look at people in the eyes. Like there's plenty of instances where there's someone talking to him and they like the camera where it's animated, but it's like he's looking at the floor like this. He's like looking down because he didn't want to look him up in the eyes. And of course, in Shoko's part, she's the entire time she's thinking it's my fault because I'm deaf. I ruined everyone's life just showing up and everything. Your relationships with your friends wouldn't have broken down or anything if I never showed up. And it's just like, it's not your fault. The beginning made me very angry. It made me angry because it's like, oh, these kids, I hate these kids, what they're doing to her. It sucks so bad. But it's just, like you have Shoyo, then you have, I can't remember her name, the freckle girl, the one who moved away who was actually, Shoko's friend, and they reunite later, and they hit it off immediately like being friends again. And then you have, I don't remember her name, the girl I hate the most. She is not a likable person. I think it was Kira Buckland. In the end, it said that voiced her. I like Kira Buckland's voice. She voiced the lady in the Penguin Highway movie. I'm pretty sure it was her. Sounded like her. I'm pretty sure it was her in Penguin Highway. I need to talk about the movie. But her character, I hated too much. Thing is, that character, she knew she's like, yeah, I'm never going to probably like her or anything at all. But even she has a kind of like trying towards the end to kind of understand Shoko. But it's just kind of like, you're not going to always get along with everyone. So it's just kind of like, that character. Seemingly the blonde girl is like, oh man, that's the only other character that kind of like, that's kind of likable. But then reading comments is like, she's actually not a likable character at all. In the manga, she's actually a lot more vicious and everything. She's like the type of bully that like gaslighting you. Like, no, I didn't do that. And she kept saying everything in the movie because the other girl kept accusing her, like, you bullied her too. Even Shoyo mentioned, like, you did bully her. And she's like, no, I didn't. I never said anything behind her back. I never did any of that. And I swore watching in the beginning of the movie, like, no, I think you did. You did bully her. Maybe not as vicious, maybe not as everything, but you were consenting to all that was being said to her. You never stopped it. You did do stuff. And but as far as the change, whether it's more subtle in the movie or whether it was just a change, I guess reading comments, my guess is that either they changed it in the movie that she's actually not so bad, and she is, just happenstance, like, you weren't bullying, but because you didn't stop it and you were consenting to it, and she really is kind of innocent thing, which is, I guess, kind of the way the movie was doing it. But people were pointing out subtle details of how she was kind of maybe singing beforehand, which threw off Shoko, making her look bad, and how she's kind of gaslighting and everything. It maybe just be more subtle in the movie. So that kind of changes my perception on the character a bit. I'm like, so I don't know. Maybe the movie they changed to actually make her a better person compared to the manga. So I don't know. But it is. Then you have another character who gets introduced. Not the two boyfriends, but the two friends of of Shoyo when he was younger. They don't, besides one appearance by the other kid, they don't really appear again in the movie. He has this other friend he stands up for randomly. He's like, I don't want to do this, but I'll do it, and that completely changes everything. And that boy is a homeboy. He's like, I like this character. He's good. Because Shoyo's asking, how do you make friends and everything, and the kid's like. does the hand thing, and he's like, now we're friends. I'm like, what? Because it's just like, I don't even remember his name, but I remember him doing that. It's just, like, I don't think I can pronounce it, but it's like, he's good. And then the Shoko's sister saying, oh yeah, I'm her boyfriend and everything. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's a girl. That's not a guy. I know anime and all this stuff today is like, that's not a boy. I'm pretty sure that's a guy. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a girl, not a guy. Pretty sure why they're saying it's a guy, then it's revealed to like, oh yeah, she's actually Shoko's younger sister. I'm like, it was a girl. See, I don't know what. She was just trying to do stuff to protect Shoko because she was so traumatized by what Shoyo did as a younger. Oh boy. As you can see, I've been talking a lot about this movie because I'm just kind of passionate. It's a very feely movie with the ending and everything like that. I won't spoil all that. You feel a lot for. I watched it in the English again, but you feel a lot for Shoko and even Shoyo because I asked the question like, can a bully be redeemed and redeem himself? And yes, he can. So it's just like one thing that I've seen on the Amazon trivia thing. I don't know about the Japanese version, but in the English dub, the voice actress they got for Shoko, yes, she does try talking. Her mouthing is not. She knows the sign language way, but she can mouth words and kind of speak. But of course, it sounds all jarbled up and everything, which deals with stuff. But they actually got a deaf actress for that role. And it's like, well, that's perfect. That's why it sounds so accurate because that's how it sounds in a lot of ways. And for me, that's just kind of like, let's give one little spoiler. Shoko says something to him. I think I said it earlier that she admits that she gives him a gift and kind of admits that she likes him. Reading comments, I got a little detail that he didn't understand her, and he just says like, "Oh, yeah, the moon is pretty," and she's just frustrated that he couldn't understand her because if she had signed it, he would have understood because he understood enough sign language to talk with her. But it's because she was trying so hard to talk it, to try to be quote normal to speak to him, he just didn't. It's hard for him to understand because it's like I don't understand what you mean. Like what? It's like kind of an interesting detail about that, but she was just frustrated because no one could understand him and everything. What I was going to say, thinking about how to speak about in this video, we take a lot of talking for granted because, she's trying her best to speak, but because she's deaf, it comes out so wrong. But everyone else is like, it's normal. Yeah, for me, we take it for granted for how much stuff can sound normal just speaking. If you're new watching this video, you're probably wondering why has this guy got a straw in his mouth the whole time? And July 2022, I had a heat incident here on base of they don't know exactly what happened. I haven't got any details or anything yet, but ever since then, unless I'm biting down on something, I don't sound normal anymore. Because without it, sounds like this. Yeah. If something wrong. And I don't really have any answers yet. They don't find anything. What's frustrating is like when I'm alone, I can talk. But as soon as I'm trying to direct the conversation to somebody, it comes out like this. And then the no comes of how sounds. So I don't know how sun heat stroke thing relates to. Is it something psychosomatic with talking? I don't know. But yeah, talking, trying to listen to things for granted because it's just like I know what I'm trying to say, but when I found like if not violent. Just my little thing connecting to it now. But I would say this is a film that you should definitely watch. It's hard to watch because of how real it feels in a lot of ways. It's just the bullying, how the kids act, and then when they're older, 18-year-olds, older teens at least, how everyone's acting and everything, the emotions and anxiety and all that is just like, yeah, it feels real because it is real, and it's definitely definitely an emotional film, I could say. But it's 2 hours long, but it's like it's worth watching it. I would highly recommend watching it and stuff. Don't be going expecting like, oh, it's funny. I'm trying to think of quote unquote funny moments. Maybe them jumping off the bridge looking for his book. I mean, her book. That's not exactly funny per se. Maybe the reveal. Oh yeah, Shuko's younger sister is his sister and not boy and everything. Maybe that's funny. Oh yeah, yeah, that's what's funny. His friend acting cool and everything. That's the only like real funny thing. He's the comic relief of the movie. But go in knowing, just learning, and if you don't love yourself, try to work on that because I know I'm something I'm doing. I don't know. I was looking at Shoko the entire time. I'm just like, when she was a kid, and I just immediately thought of the Sayori haircut from Doki Doki. I'm like, she has the Sayori haircut going on right now. Should I be worried about this character because she has the Sayori haircut? And I don't know, this movie I do like a lot. It's just not a happy movie per se. It's just a realistic one to know, hey, what's up? The only thing is the thing at the end is like the shape of voice. Some reason English translation. It's like the movie's called A Silent Voice, so why is it a shape of voice at the end? It's weird. I don't know. Some translation issues like, why couldn't you change it to what the title's supposed to be? I don't know. Issues with stuff. Have you seen the movie? Tell me if you liked it. Go watch it if you haven't, and I'll link as a side video here what that video was that I watched to even get me to watch this movie to begin with, just as to show where it came from. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.